We're live.
We are now. I'm back.
Beautiful.
Hey guys, so I'm here today with Guy Lawrence, the mastermind behind the Let It In Academy and the Let It In workshops. Mate, I'm really excited. I've been for a while. It's just trying to contain it. To have you at my facility in a couple of weeks.
So where are we right now?
We're at my facility in Burleigh, Body and Mind Factory in West Burleigh.
And it's phenomenal, mate. I'm looking around and yeah. I love it.
It's my little home. I've created a space, I think, safe space for people to train and create a community behind it, which is what you believe in as well.
Absolutely.
I think that's what pretty much for us two to connect was community first. I think we were a part of a community together. And then both of us have a like-minded view on things, and then we connected further and all that kind of thing. So, your seminar, mate, that we're holding here on December the 8th is, to be honest, I went to the one in Coolangatta a few months ago, and I still tell the story to this day that I actually nearly didn't come.
Yes.
And it's because I couldn't get out of my own way. And that's pretty hard for me to say, especially publicly as well, because I knew it was going to be good for me.
But we live busy lives, right?
Yeah.
And it's prioritised. And if we don't understand something fully, then quite often we can go, well, why is that going to benefit me anyways?
Right,
we don't do it, right?
Putting things in front of it. Yeah, and honestly, I threw as many things as I could in front of it, but something kept drawing me back to it. And I actually signed up, and I messaged you the morning of, and I signed up, said, look, things have worked out the way that they have. I'm coming, and I signed up like within an hour of the start.
Yes.
And I brought down my staff, Bianca, as well. And mate,
talk me through it. I know
Yeah.
you're supposed to be interviewing me, but it's great to be hearing it from you because you experienced the workshop.
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect, and what was the end result?
The expectation when I was going there was to learn about meditation, because I know that it's good. I know it's good for me. I know that it's a space that I need to go down. My brain goes very, very quickly at times, and I know that if I can slow it down, I'll perform better. So that was my expectation leading in. But what I come away with was far, far more than that. The experience that I had there was one of the most strange, would be one word because I've never felt it before.
Yeah.
But empowered after. It was crazy. Like I was in tears at times and stuff like, but not sad tears. It was like this
joy.
Yeah, joy. Yeah. This finding this new space to believe in and live in, and it's really created a really, really good energy for me to be looking to the future now as well.
It's really interesting because there's a couple of things you mentioned about you've finally got out of your own way to turn up.
Yeah.
And that's what meditation allows us to do is get out of our own way and let the body actually do its thing, because there's a much greater wisdom within our body than our analytical mind. Can you imagine if it had left us up to our mind, if we had to go to the toilet, if we had to go and do all the things that we needed, the body just gets on and does. We'd be in a right old mess, right?
I think I even stuffed up the weekends. I thought I had a race on or something and then this is how far ahead I was thinking. I was like, oh, that's not going to work because I've got this and this and this, and it wasn't even the same weekend. And it was just purely because I'm thinking from the top, not from the inside out sort of thing. And I think I really liked as well because I'm a bit of a sponge for this kind of knowledge. That's how I've got all my education. Like I like to go to seminars. I like to read books and all that kind of thing and listen to podcasts. But I like the information first. It made me, and I think you even was saying as well, it builds a belief behind what you're going to be learning.
But if you don't understand it, then you're not going to process the information that's coming. And what we're trying to move towards is an experience-based learning, not an intellect-based learning. But the fact is, because we haven't experienced that feeling and that energy like you spoke about from the meditation before, then we can only put our past experiences into what we expect to happen, and quite often our expectations are wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and this is the thing. But you need that foundation of intellectual understanding. Otherwise, why am I doing it? What's it all for? And that's what we,
For sure.
you know, I really spend a lot of time unpacking.
Yeah, at the start.
At the start, so people really can join the dots in their own life and understand it. But once that's unpacked, say, okay, now we get it. Let's experience
Let's try it. Yeah, let's go head first into it. Yeah. It was actually interesting because we're like, oh, look, guys, we've got about an hour left, and we're going to do this, this, and this. And I think you even said to us at the end, I think we had a 10-minute. We said about 10 or 15 minutes for our last meditation piece. And once it was all done, you were like, how long do you think that was, guys? And we were like, 6 minutes or whatever. And you were like, no, it was like 45. And we were like, whoa, like space was not even a thing. Like time and space were not for me personally, it wasn't even a thing at the time. Like, so I honestly would have said 5 minutes, and I think you said it was somewhere near 40. And I was just like, it just blew me away. And like I said, it was, for me, I was going through a really, really hard time personally. It created a space that I felt safe in, and I think that's obviously something that you do very, very well, where you create a space where we can be open and no judgment and all that kind of thing, and we sort of stop judging ourselves a little bit. And I just felt ready to do it. And like I said, and like we said, the let it in. That's where it actually, because when if I was honest, when I thought let it in, I was like, what is that? What's that mean? And then when I sat down after, I'm like, well, that's what I did. I let it in. I let it happen. I let the experience happen rather than just like forcing it.
Absolutely, and there's a moment of letting go of control. And there's a moment of having to surrender. But it's in that act of having to let go of that control, you're allowing the body to start to take care of itself. Because ultimately the way we perceive the world and the way we interpret our situations moment by moment by moment, because it's constantly going on, we're actually sending signals to the body, and quite often, as we now know, and most people operate from the hormones of stress, but we don't even realize that we're actually operating from the hormones of stress because it's so familiar. It's become so normal, and all of a sudden we give the body the chance to recalibrate and reboot, if you like, and that can come with some interesting experiences along with it.
Different feelings come out and all that kind of thing. Absolutely. Like I said, like I was saying, I cried, but it was not a cry that I've ever experienced before. And I am an emotional person. It doesn't bother me if I cry. It was
don't get me wrong. You're not going to burst into tears. But there are different things, and the more people surrender to it, the more we can allow it. But the most important thing, and the one thing I really work hard on, is that's great having those experiences and understand that, but then how do we take that and make it translate into our day-to-day actions? And because when the pressure's on, we all have bills to pay, we all have arguments, or there's so many things that can happen.
Someone cuts you off.
Because we have to interact with other human beings, and we all share different opinions about different things and so forth, and it's not about becoming numb to all that or anything, but the most important thing that I think I break down pretty well now is how do you translate this work into the daily grind, if you like, and into those moments.
For sure.
And it's in those moments is where we can really capture it and start to change it. And if we start to change that, we can really start to change the direction of our life. It's massive. That's why I've put all my energy into this after being in the health industry now for over 10 years. I've literally gone, I've got to get this message out there because it's that crucial, and the moment people get it, and I get light bulbs going off every single workshop, and people are curious enough to come, and they're ready to you know what, I want to flirt with this. It's a process.
There's a whole I'm going to try and
it's not going to fix everything in one day. But it's like what you do, right? You get somebody coming in the gym, but if you had a before and after shot, maybe of them 12 months later, the person doesn't even know how much they've changed.
Exactly right.
But they can look at it and go, "Oh my God, this is amazing!
Look what I can do now. Who I am now."
But we can actually do before and after shots now in neuroscience, because we can measure the states of being we've been in, and we can measure off the direct nervous system and the brain, because that gives off energy.
Yeah.
And depending on what that signal is given, it can tell you if you're in a stress response, or if you're perceived, or if you're working from the hormones of stress or anxiety or depression or joy or love, the opposite emotions, and you can get these direct feedbacks as well. So it's amazing. So the changes are happening. This stuff is real. It's not.
Oh, 100%. And that's I said, like I had that feeling, but also had this overwhelming feeling of joy.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, guys, to pay $65, $70, what it was to get that feeling, I would do it 400 trillion times over. You know, like I even said to you, I said, mate, like it's not enough. You're not charged enough. Like that's how I personally took it too. You know, that's very rare for someone to say, look, I would have paid more for it.
Well, you enjoyed it enough to be bringing me here to your community, which I'm truly grateful for, and I'm very excited.
Literally think, guys, like I walked away and I went, anyone in my life that I know, I want them to experience that, because it made me feel at ease with myself, start love myself a little bit more, but also recognise patterns, like as you're saying, that I've done in the past, and and they're still happening. But it's also, like I think I was saying to someone this morning, I recognise my ego taking over so much more now. And just be like, oi, settle down. Like, or just it's made me be more aware, and I think that awareness brings you into a space of
you don't buy into it, right?
Yeah, true happiness, if you want to call it that, or true fulfillment. So I think that probably wraps it up like the best. Hey, like that as a package. It's like,
so it's December the 8th. We start at 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
And we hear, where are we, Burleigh Head?
West Burleigh,
West Burleigh.
2/5 Alex Fisher Drive.
There'll be a link below this video. We're not the most tech savvy.
No, it took us a while. We'll ask someone how to do it. Yeah, exactly right. And everyone's welcome, guys. You know, if you've got any questions, reach out to me or reach out to Guy. And if you're like me and you have this feeling where you would like to come, but you're putting all these fronts up, take the plunge, take the step. I know.
Look, the more people I can reach and help with this message, the better. And I think, you know, it's fine to be nervous. It's fine to go, what the hell is going to be doing? It's all fine. Like this will be my 16th workshop this year, I think. You know, and everyone that's come has gone, I'm so glad I came.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and whether you take it any further or not, but I just think it's really healthy to start exposing yourself to different philosophies and different people and different works, and you can take the bits that you like, you know, and start applying it and so forth. So
100%.
I would love to see you there. I know, Blake, you'd love to see you there.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we're in a great location, and it's going to be awesome, because I'm going to be giving it my all, as always.
Cool.
Thanks, legend.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, mate.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Alrighty.
Thank you.